Hello Steno candidates, I am Ravina. Welcome to your own YouTube channel Lotus Steno Legal Matters. I am going to dictate you Steno Legal Matters. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more dictations. So be ready for the dictation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Sri Neeraj Sharma, Learned Counsel, appearing on behalf of the respondents, countered these submissions and also referred to various provisions of the Hindu Succession Act and various judgments of this court to buttress his submission that once Section 8 gets applied by reason of the application of the proviso to Section 6, the joint family property cases to be joint family property thereafter and can only be succeed to by application of either Section 30 or Section 8. Section 30 applying in case a will had been made and Section 8 applying in case a member of the joint family dies intestate. He therefore supported the judgment of the High Court and strongly relied upon two judgments in particular, namely Commissioner of Wealth Tax Kanpur and others versus Chandar Sen and others within bracket 1986 3 SCC 567, and Bhanwar Singh versus Puran, within bracket 2008 3 SCC 87 to buttress his submission that once Section 8 is applied to the facts of a given case, the property thereafter cases to be joint family property, and this being the case, no right to partition a property which is no longer joint family property continues to subsists in any member of the co-parcenary stock. Next para. Having heard learned counsel for the parties, it is necessary to set out the relevant provisions of the Hindu Succession Act 1956 The Act, as its long title states, is an act to amend and codify the law relating to intestate succession among Hindus. Section 4 overrides the Hindu law in force immediately before the commencement of this act insofar as it refers to any matter for which provision is made by the act. Any tax rule or interpretation of Hindu law or any custom or usage as part of that law in force immediately before the commencement of this act shall cease to have effect with respect to any matter for which provision is made in this act. Next para. Any other law in force immediately before the commencement of this act shall cease to apply to Hindus in so far as it is inconsistent with any of the provisions contained in this act. When a male Hindu dies after the commencement of this act, having at the time of his death an interest in a mitaxara co-parcenary property, his interest in the property shall devolve by survivorship upon the surviving members of the co-parcenary and not in accordance with this act, provided that if the deceased had left him surviving a female relative specified in class 1 of the schedule or a male relative specified in that class who claims through such female relatives. Stop. Next para. Next dictation. The appellant Shamim Banu and the respondent Ashraf Khan were married on 17 November 1993 according to the Muslim Shariat law. Stop. As the appellant was mated with cruelty and torture by the husband and his family members regarding demand of dowry, she was compelled to lodge a report at the Mahila Thana, Durg on 6 September 1994 on the basis of which a criminal case under section 498A read with section 34 IPC was initiated and eventually it was tried by the learned magistrate at Rajnand who acquitted the accused persons of the said charges. Stop. Next para. Be it noted during the pendency of the criminal case under section 498A/34 IPC before the trial court, the appellant filed an application under section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure (start) for short the code close in the Court of Judicial Magistrate First Class Durg for grant of maintenance on the ground of desertion and cruelty. Stop. While the application for grant of maintenance was pending, divorce between the appellant and the respondent took place on 5 May 1997. Stop. At the juncture, the appellant filed criminal case number 56 of 1997 under section 3 of the Muslim Women (start) Protection of Rights on Divorce (close) Act 1986 (start) for brevity. The Act (close) before the learned judicial magistrate first class, Durg. Stop. The learned magistrate who was hearing the application preferred under section 125 of the code dismissed the same on 14 July 1999 on the ground that the appellant had not been able to prove cruelty and had been living separately and hence she was not entitled to get the benefit of maintenance. Stop. The learned magistrate while dealing with the application preferred under section 3 of the Act, allowed the application directing the husband and others to pay a sum of rupees 11,786 towards meher, return of goods and ornaments, and a sum of rupees 1,750 towards maintenance during the iddat period. Stop. Next para. Being aggrieved by the order not granting maintenance, the appellant filed criminal revision number 275 of 1999 and the revisional court concurred with the view expressed by the learned magistrate and upheld the order of dismissal. Stop. The aforesaid situation constrained the appellant to invoke the jurisdiction of the Hindu court under section 482 of the code in miscellaneous criminal case number 188 of 2005. Stop. Before the High Court, a preliminary objection was raised on behalf of the respondent husband that the petition under section 125 of the code was not maintainable by a divorced woman without complying with the provisions contained in section 5 of the Act. Stop